All right. Good day, everybody. And today's headline hits with LW is brought to you by LWNFlipTheSwitch.com. If you guys like Patriot owned businesses, check it out over there at LWNFlipTheSwitch.com. Today is Wednesday, April the 27th, 2022. A lot in the news, but some of it is a rerun from yesterday. So I kind of cut it a little short this morning, but some interesting things to talk about nonetheless. So let's get right to it. Today, let's talk about the UK, the Great Reset. Check this out. We found this very interesting when I read down through this article. Cut down on meat and travel less to save the world, says the UK science chief. Yeah, what's that all about? Well, let's read a little further here. People should eat less meat and travel less in order to save the planet from the alleged climate crisis. A scientist who became well known to the public as a face of the government's sickness response from the UK, appearing before the House of Lords Committee on Tuesday, Sir Patrick Vallis claimed that in the light of the climate change, he has altered his diet and he has opted to travel less and suggested that the public follow suit. He says, quote, I'm eating less meat. I cycle to work and I fly less than I used to, end quote. The government's top science advisor said according to the Telegram, which is the UK paper over there, I haven't said I stopped flying or I don't eat meat. I do. I think it's about reducing an appropriate reduction across society. Now, listen to more of this this article here. He also goes on to say that the net zero agenda in the UK is hoping to be net zero by the year of 2050. So these people are constantly pushing the Green New Deal, the Great Reset. We have it here in America. It's all over the UK and across other countries of the world. And these people honestly think that we can get carbon footprint down to zero by 2050. America is the same way. The Biden administration has said that they're pushing hard to have a net zero by 2050 as well. They don't have any idea how this affects the economies of the world, how it affects anything really. This is nothing less than a pipe dream, folks. Let's hit the next headline. Let's talk about one of the most popular brands of all time. I used to wear these jeans. I probably have some in my drawer in the bedroom, to be honest with you. So Levi unzipped, woke jeans exposed for leftist leanings. So what's that all about? Well, it's more of the same. The following article is sponsored by Consumers Research, and check out what they found. Levi Stratus and Company president and CEO Chip Bergh has made advocating progressive policies and corporate priorities, stating that the business leaders, quote, have a responsibility, end quote, to create change. But weaponizing Levi's for political purposes has come at the expense of those employees who hold opinions different than his own. Now, this is disturbing. This is what a lot of these athletes nowadays and these big corporate companies, these big brands have now thrown their names, their businesses, their reputation into the political hat here. And they are politicizing everything that they possibly can, weaponizing their popularity and their brands to push agendas. I want you guys to be aware of that. Many of the progressive policies championed by the company, once an iconic brand of rugged individualism, are out of step with many of its consumers. Berg, for example, working with the liberal group Everytown for Gun Safety, led the charge for strict gun control in the United States. Let that sink in for just a minute. Remember, we talk a lot about the fight that we're in and continuing to spend our money to feed the monster that is consuming us. All these big brands, Levi, Crest, Tide, um, Walmart, all these big brands, these big stores. We continue to shop there, spend our money. And what do? They turn around and use that money to help promote stricter gun laws and other things as well. So, what are you going to do about it? Start spending your money at patriot owned businesses that believe in the Second Amendment, that believe in America first. That's why I created LWNFlipTheSwitch.com, because that patriot owned business, that company that I'm involved with, they don't support groups like this. It's very important that you guys understand that you are actually feeding the monster that wants to take our rights away from us. So change your spending habits. Levi's signed a quote, "We stand for democracy," end quote, advertisement that ran in the New York Times attacking popular election integrity measures, while Burt called for election integrity laws such as Georgia's quote, "racist," and quote, "a step backwards." So again, folks, if you buy their products, if you frequent their stores, these people take that money that you spend and they turn around and they use it against us. They don't want voter ID. They don't want election integrity. These are the people that we're fighting. And so every time you spend that dollar and buy their stuff, you're just supporting them coming after us. And I will no longer do that. All right. Next headline. Let's talk about what happened in Canada. Canada's Trudeau announces commission to investigate Freedom Convoy crackdown. Leftist Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced on Monday he will establish a quote public order emergency commission end quote to investigate his own assertion of authoritarian emergency powers to suppress the Freedom Convoy protests in February. Trudeau invoked an unprecedented powers under Canadians Emergencies Act to crack down on the Freedom Convoy movement. Now, I know this is old news. I know this happened back in February, but I'm bringing this up because this is the fight that we're in, folks. Opposition lawmakers and even some Canadian media that previously opposed the protesters criticized Trudeau's move as legally dubious and heavy-handed, especially since most of whatever, quote, emergency, end quote, that the protesters represented and had already abated by the time of the Emergency Act was activated. So what they mean there is these guys already started to disband. They already started to go home. And this was a power grab. That's what I'm trying to point out here. Trudeau had a power grab. He wanted to enact this emergency act to grab as much power as he possibly can. And once the citizens of Canada allowed this to happen, how quickly do you think the next time will happen if he deems something an emergency and wants to grab power? All right, next headline. Let's talk about the first family. I don't like saying that. They're not my first family, but a lot more stuff going on. I want to connect some dots for you guys today on headline hits. So check this out. We talked about it last night on the big show, and here's more. Fox News just got a handle on it this morning. Hunter Biden's business partner visited the White House 8 more times. Okay, so remember last night I talked about, I believe it was 19 visits, maybe it was 16 visits about the business partner that came to the White House during the Obama administration. Who was vice president during that time? None other than Joe Biden himself. So listen to this. Here we go. Connecting the dots. Intelligent information. Hunter Biden's business partner, Eric Schwerin, visited the White House 8 more times in 2016 to visit then Vice President Joe Biden's chief of staff, Steve Ricchetti, according to White House visitors' logs obtained by Fox News. Now, remember, yesterday I reported that the New York Post has also obtained these logs. Ricchetti, now here it is. Here's the dots. Ricchetti currently Not lately, not last year, not 10 years ago, but currently serves as President Joe Biden's White House counsel. Let me repeat that because this is important. Ricchetti currently serves as President Biden's White House counsel and was the president of the investment firm Schwerin and Hunter Biden managed. Did you hear what I just said? The management group, investment group, is Rosemont Seneca Partners. Ricchetti also was Biden's chief of staff in 2013 to 2017. 8 additional meetings at the White House are in addition to the 19 visits that the New York Post reported on Saturday. In total, Schwerin visited the White House 27 times between 2009 and 2016. Biden has reportedly met with Schwerin in at least one time in the West Wing. The meetings are significant because Joe Biden has claimed no knowledge of Hunter Biden's family business scheme. The contact between Joe Biden and Schwerin directly contradicts Joe Biden's repeated claims, which means he is a liar. The Post and the Fox News reporting adds a 12th time that Joe Biden has allegedly been involved in family business scheme. Why is this important, folks? Because these guys are liars. Red Handed, the book written by Peter Schweitzer, has come out and investigations are starting to file. They're putting committees together. Republicans are planning on putting committees together when, not if, when they retake the House and the Senate. And these guys are in some serious, serious trouble. This guy is connected at so many levels in this Hunter Biden Chinese investment groups, Ukraine, you name it, he's connected. Remember, he called him the big guy. Well, the big guy, he's going down. All right, last headline for today. Let's talk about Russia. Blackmail. Russia cuts off gas to the EU states like Poland and Bulgaria. Energy prices soar on the news. So what are they talking about here? The Russian government has halted all gas exports to Poland and Bulgaria after they say a deadline passed for the nations to pay for the gas in Russian rubles rather than Western currency. Why is this important? This is important because if you remember correctly, we just reported weeks ago that Russia has now they have now backed their ruble with gold. They're no longer accepting Western currency. So Poland, Bulgaria, Germany, if they're trying to pay the gas bill, their invoices with Western currency, Russia is not accepting it. They will only accept gold-backed currency. What does this mean? Wake up, folks. Pay attention. Sources with the Polish government and Polish oil and gas industry, the PGNIG, claim that Russia has halted all gas supplies to the country Tuesday night, with the stoppage of transmission confirmed on Wednesday morning amid a war of words between Moscow and the European capitals. Wholesale gas prices soared a fifth in Europe on the news, communicating both the shortages, the reduction of imports resemble, as well as the marketing uncertainty. Several European nations are heavily dependent on Russian gas, notably Germany. The European Union has called the suspension of gas deliveries, quote, blackmail, end quote. Again, this is all the further I'm going to go with this article. You can catch it on Breitbart. What I'm looking at is what they just said in the beginning of that article. They're no longer accepting Western currency. They will only accept payment in the Russian ruble. That's important stuff, folks. That's very, very, well, not concerning for me. it just really makes me think what's on the horizon, what's coming. All right, that's headline hits for today, folks. Thanks for joining us. Remember, I'll be back today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Podbean. If you want to catch the live version of that, find us at Podbean at LWN Podcast. If not, catch us over on Frank's Speech, frankspeech.com, and you can find us there at Liberty Warrior Nation as well. You guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you back here later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.